Let's pause everything for a moment. You're not here by accident. There's a reason your heart was drawn to this message. What if I told you that what you're about to read could shift your entire perspective? Because today we're diving deep into Psalm 27, a passage not just of trust, but of spiritual defiance in the face of chaos. This isn't a psalm written from a place of comfort or peace. These are the words of David, a man chased, hunted, betrayed. And yet, in the shadow of fear, he dares to speak with clarity. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? This isn't just poetry. It's a declaration, a spiritual position. David doesn't say, I hope God helps me. He proclaims, He is. Not was, not might be, He is right now. Present, near, active. Light doesn't argue with darkness. It simply shows up and darkness disappears. When David calls God his light, he's not denying the darkness. He's claiming a greater power that shatters it. And you? Maybe you're in a dark season too. Confusion, loss, fear, silence. But if God is near, then the darkness has already been pierced. So say it aloud, the Lord is my light. Let that truth enter the hidden rooms of your mind. Let it replace your fear with peace. God's presence is more than comfort, it's power. David's words come from experience, not from theory. He knew what it was like to be surrounded by enemies, threatened by danger on every side. His faith wasn't built on wishful thinking, it was forged in the fires of real conflict. He boldly declares, though an army besiege me, my heart will not fear. Though war break out against me, even then I will be confident. This confidence isn't arrogance. It's a deep, settled trust. David acknowledges the threat, he sees it clearly, but his eyes are fixed on the one who protects him. You may feel trapped by forces beyond your control, stress, toxic relationships, financial pressures, or health struggles. Yet, like David, you don't have to be overwhelmed. Faith doesn't mean problems vanish. It means you can face them without being consumed. Your heart can stand firm even when fear tries to take hold. Because the one who guards you is greater than any threat. Pause for a moment. Visualize your fears falling like stones at God's feet. Feel the peace that comes from knowing He is your shield and refuge. Speech balloon, if you could speak directly to your fears right now, what would you say? Write your thoughts below. David's faith reveals something powerful. Trust is not about ignoring reality but seeing beyond it. He wasn't blind to danger. He knew betrayal, rejection, and even death threats. Yet, his confidence came from knowing who was with him, not just what was around him. When fear knocks, faith answers, I will not fear. The heart may tremble, the body may weaken, but the spirit stands firm. Because the source of our strength is not in circumstances but in the unshakable presence of God. This kind of faith is active. It moves through the storm instead of waiting for it to pass. It's the courage to face anxiety, loss, and uncertainty with the voice of assurance. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Think of your life today. What storms are raging? What battles feel overwhelming? You are invited to choose faith in the midst of those struggles, knowing that God is greater than every fear. Take a deep breath now and repeat quietly, I trust you, Lord. Memo, what's one fear you want to surrender to God today? Share it with someone or write it here to begin releasing it. David speaks of God not just as a light, but as a salvation, a refuge in times of trouble. Salvation here isn't only about rescue from danger. It's about being held, protected, and surrounded by peace that no enemy can break. When darkness threatens to consume your mind or heart, God's presence is a safe harbor. He covers you like a shield, a fortress where fear cannot enter. You don't have to face your battles alone. The same God who protected David stands with you now. This assurance changes everything. It means that even when the world feels like it's closing in, you can rest in a peace that surpasses understanding. Your soul is guarded, your spirit is secure. Hold on to this truth today. No matter the chaos outside, God's refuge is within reach. You are not forgotten or abandoned. Seedling, what does finding refuge in God mean to you personally? Share your thoughts or a prayer you want others to join in. David's confidence isn't based on a life free from trouble, far from it. He faced real battles, yet he declared his heart would not fear. This teaches us that faith isn't about avoiding storms but standing strong within them. When your world feels like it's crumbling, relationships breaking, health declining, plans failing, your heart can still remain steadfast. Because God is with you. His presence is a firm foundation beneath your feet, a steady anchor in turbulent waters. Imagine this. Even when everything around you shakes, your soul can find peace because you know God's hand holds you tight. This is the kind of faith that changes lives, not because it removes problems but because it transforms how you face them. Take a moment now to breathe deeply and affirm. No matter what happens, I will not fear. Sparkles, what's one storm in your life that you want to face with courage? Feel free to share or just hold that intention quietly. One of the hardest parts of faith is waiting for answers, healing, or relief. David didn't write his psalm from a place of certainty about the future. He lived in the tension of the unknown. Yet he trusted God's timing, confident that deliverance would come. When you face unanswered prayers, delays, or unexpected detours, remember David's example. Faith doesn't demand immediate solutions. It trusts in the one who holds time itself. God's timing is perfect even when it feels slow or confusing. Let your heart rest in this truth today. The Lord is my light and salvation. I will wait patiently without fear. Pause now and reflect. What area of your life feels stuck or delayed? How can you lean into trust instead of anxiety? David's declaration is a bold statement of courage, not because he knew the outcome but because he trusted the one who controls it. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the choice to move forward despite it. You may be walking through seasons filled with uncertainty, decisions that feel heavy, paths that are unclear, futures that seem fragile. Yet, David's faith reminds us that courage comes from anchoring our hearts in God's presence. In those moments of doubt, repeat this truth. The Lord is with me, I will not be shaken. This courage isn't just for the big battles. It's for every small step you take when the way is dark. It's knowing that you don't walk alone no matter how deep the shadow. Glowing star, what's one step you can take today in faith, even if you don't see the whole path? Share your step or encouragement for others. David wasn't perfect. He faced fears, doubts, and betrayals. Yet he kept returning to one unwavering truth: God's faithfulness never fails. When we feel weak or vulnerable, His strength shines brightest. God's faithfulness means He is consistent, reliable, and always present, even when we can't see it. When life overwhelms and your spirit is weary, lean on His promises. They are unshakable. Today, remind yourself, though I walk through darkness, God's faithfulness sustains me. Take a moment now to acknowledge any weakness or fear you carry. How can you invite God's faithfulness to fill those spaces? Psalm 27 invites us to hold on to hope, especially when life feels broken or uncertain. Hope isn't wishful thinking. It's a confident expectation that God is working for our good, even in the darkest seasons. When despair tries to take hold, remember that hope restores strength, renews our spirit, and opens doors to new beginnings. God's light shines brightest in the night, bringing healing and peace to our souls. Affirm this truth with me. My hope is in the Lord. He renews my strength each day. Reflect quietly. What hope do you need to hold on to right now? How can you nurture that hope in your daily life? David's journey through Psalm 27 ends with a beautiful surrender, a heartfelt trust that God will indeed act on our behalf. It's not passive resignation but an active faith that knows victory is sure because the Lord is on our side. Surrender your fears, your doubts, your struggles into God's hands today. Stand firm in the confidence that no matter the battle, no matter the night, your light and salvation are secure. Declare with boldness, I will wait for the Lord. He is my strength and my salvation. Take a moment to commit your life, your future, your heart into God's care. What does surrender mean to you right now? Share your thoughts or a prayer for those seeking peace and courage. No enemy plan can stand against those who stay firm in the Lord. Stay with me because in the next verse, David reveals his deepest desire, and it's powerful. Surrounded by danger, enemies, and war, he doesn't ask for weapons, revenge, or escape. He asks for one thing only, and that's what we're diving into now. Let's look at Psalm 27 verse 4. David opens his heart and says, One thing I ask from the Lord, this only do I seek, to dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze on the beauty of the Lord and to seek Him in His temple. Notice that amidst all chaos, he chooses just one desire. He could have asked for strength, protection, or victory, but no. What he wants is presence. Not a favor, but God's presence. And you? What's at the center of your prayers? If you could ask God for one thing today, what would it be? David's answer shows spiritual maturity. He wants to dwell in God's presence every day, not just physically but with an open heart, living every moment connected to the Father. Now, I invite you to pray with me. Lord, may our greatest desire be to be with you. May our souls crave you more than answers. May our eyes fixate on you even when the world tries to distract us. Visualize your home filled with God's presence, a place of peace and rest. Because everything eternal starts with presence. The strength to overcome, the wisdom to decide, comfort in pain, hope in crisis, peace in chaos. It all comes from presence. David also speaks in verse 5 about a secret place, a safe hideout where God welcomes and lifts him up. He doesn't run to distractions or anxiety, but runs to the Lord's pavilion, where he finds refuge and stability. If you're facing hard days, you know what I mean. God doesn't just protect you, he lifts you up and places you on solid ground. No matter what's happening, you can choose to hide in his presence, where the enemy cannot reach you. Repeat after me. Lord, hide me in your pavilion, shelter me in your tabernacle, and lift me up upon the rock.